I am ready for it.
Alright, really simple. I'm gonna keep it short because of my voice, but break. So, your actions have been reflected on the map. We left one facility, and the major island we still believe is enemy garrison because we had to pull out of that position. The surviving boats were left at the boats if you want them marker. However, we believe, based off of when we operated on the FARPs to the south, survivors from that area moved up, and we've been getting calls from local civilians in the two question-marked areas. They're reporting a lot of Russian activity, and even a few vehicles have been airlifted from MI8s. Your job is to simply repel them and push them off and try to find where they're staging from to hopefully prevent that front. If you're able to find where they're operating from and push them off of there, we'll be able to stop the tide of units moving from that direction. Otherwise, yeah, they'll gain another foothold and could attack us from anywhere. So, good luck.
What kind of Vics do we have to move out?
Aircraft and boats.
I think aircraft will be my choice today. Alright, squad leads on me.
Так точно. Ясно. Приступай.
Hello, baby.
As you guys organize, I'll say the enemy have access to boats, MI8s, rumored to have an MI-24 or two for the entire campaign, but we haven't seen any proof of that yet. Gun trucks, regular trucks such as Urals, BTR-80s, artillery, ZU, AA in the form of the turret and in the form of the Shilka. However, the Shilka, like the MI-24, is kept in reserve. We don't see them used actively on the island. BMPs 1 and 2, the MPLKPT, which is like a younger, dumber BTR, and then anywhere from T-34s to T-80s.
Hey, firm.
Ясно. Приступай. Ясно. Приступай. Ясно. Приступай. Так точно.
We're all family here.
We're probably extras.
Why is Hatter naked? Wait. I gotta say, although he's naked, at least he's wearing green underwear, so he's camouflaged.
Ясно. Приступай. Ясно. Приступай.
Three squads in reserve. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm doing here, because initially on the first few attacks, we were relying on garrisoning buildings and stuff and using them as cover, but now as the campaign's progressed, the hostile faction has gotten more used to fortifying and trying to hide their positions from the enemy. Also, I'm going to make this a little bit harder for the players. I'm going to delete all smoke screens.
Grounds is recon 1 actual.
Try to make them actually find
Send it, recon.
Which area do you want me to prioritize
these
reconnaissance?
positions.
Westernmost question mark first, then push on down to the southeastern one.
Do you want me to have a look in those compounds near your insert point?
Are you going to be passing by them?
Now I'm going to get my lockdowns
Well,
sorted.
right now we're just 200 meters north of LZ maybe. I recommend shifting it to that clearing 200 meters north.
Yeah, we're thinking maybe use the forest to avoid enemy vehicles on the road. So mark an LZ that you feel is appropriate, and we'll move in from the northeastern direction near LZ maybe.
I've just moved it to my recommendation.
Perfect, that sounds good.
So big open clearing, a lot of elevation onto the east side.
Excellent, and then we can move in. Yeah, we'll move in on the first question mark, the one most northwest, and then we'll move down to the one southeast.
I've a pathfinder way for you.
Hey, friend, thank you.
J'attends les ordres.
Alright, I got 4 of these and 4 of those total. So let me do some play testing here. So I know that can fit all 8. This can only fit 7, even though there's more slots. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I can fit 10 total. Trying to think. Hey, Jolly. Sorry, I'm not speaking much. I'm just focusing on this. So hypothetically, if I were to have a copy of that, that could fit all 10. Then I could have 10-man squads going in assault. Alright. Yeah, that could be doable. I'll be back in a second. Hi, Avcoms on mic. I'm gonna get a drink.
Yes. There's some extra MG bags for you.
No, I have 1,000.
Alright. I just got a backpack full of nothing.
I have 1,200. I'm fine. I wish we could take the boat, but everyone wants to land a kilometer.
Yeah, alright.
Hi, back on that. So something I thought of is, technically, I already have one of these boats in the field, so I only have 3 of them to play with.
Stand still, gents.
But that 10-person QRF is going to be, what I bring in
Oh, never mind.
and just stage from back here. That's going to be about a 10-minute drive time.
Don't ask why.
Surprised they haven't deployed yet.
How many frames are you getting? I don't have them on display. Pretty good. Roughly 40. Well, if you press escape.
Not bad. In combat, that's probably going to drop to about 30.
Alright. There's something with my ship. Probably shadows are on ultra. Oh yeah, them. Oh.
Excuse me.
First thing, can you see my yellow marks or do you want different color?
We see the yellow. Yeah, I can see them.
I'm extinguishing the fires.
We are taking the southern flank. Will be assault.
Ground, this is Recon 1 Actual.
So this is the forward command position,
And we are flying.
but the real
Say again,
command
that's okay.
position is back here.
Recon 1 Actual.
Send it, Recon. You're coming in quite faint.
Check rep 023220, Times compound, we just had a look inside. Currently it's not defiance right now, we're going to be diverting south and trying to get eyes on from the southeast towards the first location. Due to elevation, salute report may be a little bit varied.
Okay, firm ground copies. If you look on the map, you can see our general kind of approach and battle plan at the moment. We're going to have Alpha clear the main objective, and we'll have Bravo swing around one flank and Charlie swing around the next.
Hey, Firm, I recommend diverting it on the either the north or the south side of that clearing at that P5, just because of the fact that...
So,
Going in and out of T4, a little bit of delay. But I also use these boats to
I'll divert south.
simulate them coming in. They're just tugboats, but I'm making a joke that they're riding on the top when these are driven because they can only fit a single person.
We're going to be loading up and moving out now.
Hey, for delay, MLZ for about 5 mics, and then I can give you an accurate suggestion.
Hey, Firm. Alright, Alpha load up in one bird, I want
Thanks,
Bravo
Doug,
loaded
I
up in the other.
appreciate it.
Charlie, you can pick which one you go in.
It's just a sinus infection, it's hard for me to
Charlie,
speak.
let me know which one you're going in, actually, and Ground, I go in the opposite one.
Charlie going to the Chinook.
I could speak normally, but then it puts pressure on my throat, and then it my
We're gonna
voice
load up in the
burns
same
out a lot
Chinook as,
quicker.
Copy, Bravo here, you want us to
But
load
if I
up in
speak
Chinook?
like this, then
East?
it doesn't hurt as much.
This is Charlie, we are rolling.
Yeah, I want that guy facing outward. So, I gave the boats as an option for them to do a marine-style landing. That would be a little more beneficial to them. Also, that poses the idea of they can hit this spot.
This is Rick.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, how many lives is this? 1 life, infinite life? How are we doing it?
Yeah, let me state that for the record.
Hang on. Ground, I believe Charlie and Alpha are loaded into the same bird. I think we're good to lift if you want to.
Hey, Bravo, all nice, can move out, we're all loaded. Bravo, all in. Ground's high, we're moving out now.
Oh, it beat me. Because I was in there and not in the faction, so this will take a second. Yeah, I appreciate it, Shadow Mage. It's just, just a 24 to 48 hour thing. I get this once every few months. This is high. Apologies for the delay. I copy your last. Good luck. Out.
Thank you, high.
I just heard one of the engines power off. I got a little concerned there.
Recon ground.
Send it, Recon.
Pathfinding, I can probably say that the summon entrance is a little bit more acceptable.
Hey, Firm.
So looking at the
Recon
actual
actual
question
mark is
marks
at
here, I
current
got
position
this
time, so
one
I'm going to try and see if I can get any
right on
closer
top of
without
the command
detection.
BTR.
Alpha, no eyes on enemy
This one's
contacts
more
as
close
of
to the
yet.
southern
It's all
camp
been clear
itself.
between our ingress point and
But there's
our
actually,
actual
let's see,
position.
1, 2, 3,
Hey, Firm, ground, ground copy.
4, 5, 6 garrison positions total. One's
Charlie,
forward
clear.
command post. One's a bit of a logistical point, but it contains probably, in my opinion, the most difficult unit in this
Say again,
scenario.
all 360, we're waiting 5 mics.
BMP2. And just some
Charlie, take
fortifications,
south.
and then 2 staging points for the boats. And I'll be using those 2 positions where the boats are docked to funnel in QRF. The goal is
Hi,
air.
Tom. This is Alpha.
Yeah, send message, Alpha.
Hey, my team lead went AFK. You had to answer a phone call. Once he gets back, would you be able to TP him up?
Roger, I'd prefer if you break. I'd prefer you to cable time and move him up with you, so it's one less thing for me to manage. But if it's a no-go, then I will TP him up.
Currently have him cable tied right now, but that's one gun out of the fight. While once we make contact, we'll
Alright, all squads, we're going to start pushing towards
Just
recon
use him as
actual
a meat
marker on
shield.
map.
That's what I would do.
Lead us out, Alpha. Charlie, pull rear security. Ground team will go after Bravo.
The whole point of the cable
Coming
ties
up
is
for
so
Bravo.
they can bring their buddies up when they
The
go
Alpha leads,
AFK.
Bravo follows. Ground will follow Bravo. Charlie will
You know,
pull
I
rear
let them
security.
manage
Alpha,
that,
please.
not myself.
Alpha copies. We're moving to
Oh yeah,
recon.
Tootie stayed demodded because he rickrolled my ass. Son of a bitch.
Charlie.
So Recon's now coming into the patrol vector of this large squad. There goes Nano.
Charlie just lost it.
Hey, firm, whoever's on Charlie's team leads, make sure you step up. Your boys are pulling rear security.
By the way, at 6:45 in an hour from now, we're gonna have something pretty interesting come out on YouTube. I won't talk about it too much here, but it's grandiose project number 10, and I'm really excited for
Ground,
it.
this is Recon Actual.
Bennett, Recon.
Currently at C0 marker, placed down, times now. Have no further contact.
Hey, firm, ground copies.
Ground, Charlie, radio check 50.
Good check, Charlie.
Laura ready.
Ground.
Send it.
Hey, we're passing a farmhouse right now on our left side. From the looks of, from distance, looks. Emphasis on.
Outcast, this is Liru. You need to hold the button down longer, man. You keep cutting in and out.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Am I having that stupid TeamSpeak thing again?
What's the Geneva Convention,
Check.
right?
Check 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Cut off at 9.
Copy, thing.
Thane. Yes, I am now the Thane of Sweden. Excellent.
It appears it's just this mission file I have issues with.
No, it's always your mic, every mission. It just gets cut off too soon.
Anyway, don't worry about it. Outcast, what were you trying to relay up?
We were passing a farmhouse on the left side. It appears to be clear. From there, I'm not entirely sure because we didn't really get too close to it.
Hey, firm, Recon already cleared it.
Recon 1 Actual. Ground.
Send it.
Got enemy full
Oh,
presence,
there he goes again.
South side of AO, times now, just about 150 meters south of C1. Wasn't able to get a fix on the PID times now.
Hey, firm.
We're going to be shifting south side since you're not that far behind us, and we're trying to see if we can manage the QRF route, see if there's anything going to be coming in from that southern AO.
Be advised, Alpha's 200 meters away from recon actual
one
marker.
comes up.
Do you want us to shift position towards the CO marker?
Так точно.
So they clearly see him. I'm gonna have him come up closer.
Так точно.
Ground be advised, Recon may have had a soft compromise.
Hey, firm.
And they're gonna back away possibly into these guys.
Ground to Recon, do you need us to double time it to your position, or are you good at the moment?
Замечен противник. Солдат.
Potential
Юго-запад.
standby.
100 метры. Прием. Иди, я прикрою.
Coordinate with the other squad. I know I saw something up here. Guns up.
Ground, this is Recon.
Вижу цель.
020214 requesting assistance. Times now. Need expedite.
Oh, that hurt my
Hey,
throat.
firm. Alpha, you heard him. Push double time. Bravo, push double time. Charlie, push double time. Go, go, go.
Иди, я прикрою. Иду.
Ground to Alpha, are you in contact?
Whew. At least they're right back there to save them. But he was right up there. He looked right at him. I mean,
Ground to Bravo, ground to Charlie. Current position.
that's as close as I'll let them get. But at least if these guys are quick, they can move up and go and assist.
Hey, firm, need you to move towards Alpha's position and support.
No, Charlie's just set
Bravo's
west.
gonna direct itself. Charlie, please keep your squad out of mine.
But now I need to adjust
Bravo,
my
move
forces
for Alpha.
accordingly.
Charlie, can you continue to push the CO marker?
Charlie, copy.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Send them up the flank.
Так точно. Так точно.
Yeah, he's by himself, so someone else stepped up.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Ground 21 on Alpha net, do you copy?
Send
Something
traffic.
in this AO nano just
Contact,
does not like.
contact report, please.
Currently engaging one-time squad at this time. Squad is off to our bearing of 225. We believe it's the squad that engaged recon.
Так точно.
Gonna give it a few minutes
Alpha
and
and
I'll
Bravo, I
start
need
bringing
you
up my
pushing together
QRF.
to get the recon's position. Command team will follow you up.
Trying to
Bravo,
pull these
copy,
guys
engage.
back. But if I can get that squad up, I can then get a good pincer movement
Ясно.
off
Приступаем.
and sandwich them in my AO.
Ясно. Приступаем. Так точно.
Try to maneuver that Vic around. Oh, he's stuck on a tree, that's why. Set these guys to combat.
Так точно. Так точно. Так точно.
Try to have this squad come around and flank.
Так точно.
Shift these guys up.
Ясно. Приступаем.
I'm just basing this off of the gunshots I'm hearing.
Charlie here, Bravo. Question, how are you doing?
What is it? Charlie's in contact, west.
Ground copies. Alpha, are you good to move on recon on your own at this point if I move Bravo to assist Charlie?
Whatever he didn't say, just repeat it on that board.
Blurg.
Alpha, how copy?
Alpha is currently pushing towards first set of contacts, second set of contacts off to the southeast, one full.
Well, the ghillie suits are good for
Do
something.
you need Bravo support or are you happy if I move them to assist Charlie?
I don't believe we need Bravo.
Hey, firm. Bravo, move over to assist Charlie with their contacts. As soon as they're dealt with, just back to Alpha's position.
Alright, those guys are pushing directly
We
on
found
his
recon,
line.
we have a medic coming up. Oh, we're working.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Ясно. Приступаем.
Gonna have these guys pop smoke, try to get them to disengage.
Say again, last was fine.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Have them flank around.
We have found medical, we have found recon.
I'm trying to get
We are
this
medicing
vehicle out
them
here.
up.
Firm Alpha.
Ясно, приступаем.
I'm gonna bring those units around. I'm gonna go over here now. Let's get my 2 boats into play.
If you're not shooting and you don't see something to shoot, dig trenches.
Charlie's been surrounded from the north.
Выдвигаюсь
I
на
got some
позицию.
sort of...
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Firm Bravo, can you push north of Charlie's position and start engaging those contacts, secure their northern flank?
Copy. Bravo's gonna start pushing.
Ясно, приступаем.
Got reports of a possible BMP off the northeast.
Ясно, приступаем. Ясно, приступаем.
I'm gonna get
Firm, copy.
closer, I'll
Possible
start tasking
BMP
them back.
northeast.
So they've got the air asset all
Charlie,
the way
once
back
you've
there.
linked with Bravo, both squads together engage your contacts.
Yes, what do you need?
Так точно.
Send recon, you back up.
Looks like Recon died.
Fuck.
Trying to have these guys come around and flank that infantry group.
Ясно, приступаем.
I want everybody pulling back to my trench. Red, set up at this trench. Blue, we're gonna pull back towards friendlies.
Ясно, приступаем. Так точно. Так точно.
Yeah, so
Так точно.
Trying to push that gun truck up to support.
Charlie, Bravo, you boys still good?
Bravo's going to get towards them all, so we'll fuck Charlie.
Be advised, Alpha needs assistance.
Get that guy to put his gun up.
Firm, direction of contact.
I'm good.
Op's going alright so far. He got hit. The issue is I'm spreading them thin pretty hard. Now I'm about to have this flanking squad engage their ground command team.
We are in need of assistance. We got a couple guys who are wounded.
Charlie, you good?
Firm, ground command is taking contact from the east.
You are my friend.
hold position. We have another squad to assist us with these contacts. And then once the squad gets here, we're gonna try to
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
I'm trying to get this flank up. They're now engaging with ground command, so these guys are going to go against those guys. I'm going to call these guys over to here, because they're engaging over there anyway. I just saw those tracers going in. And then this large front.
Recon, under heavy fire to make it quick.
But yeah, they basically went in between both of my question marks, and I just brought up all my QRF essentially.
Firm, recon. Ground copy. Ground to Alpha, are you still up?
Alright.
Alpha's up. We're taking casualties. We need.
I'm gonna commit to a charge here.
Firm, ground command has been engaged by a team coming around from the southeast. We're a little bit pinned at the moment. Charlie, Bravo, what's the
Anti-R just
situation?
went up.
Ясно, приступаем. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Так точно. Ясно, приступаем.
Bravo here,
the
Charlie,
charge.
got overrun. Yeah, about to get overrun too.
Firm, if you can, pull back to ground position. We have some fortifications here.
I'm gonna commit to those guys a charge as well. It's gonna be a weaker one, but
Pop smoke and disengage and pull back. We have no support to send your way.
Solid copy. We will do so.
they're spread thin right now. That's what's fucking them over.
Так точно.
Alright, I'm gonna pop some of my weaker squads back.
Northeast done.
Left and go up.
I'm debating, do I want to reform them?
Okay,
Thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push them over here, I'm gonna reform that squad, and then hit that squad from the rear.
move.
Because that charge failed, ground is still up.
Team lead on 50, we are mass status. Moving all remnants south.
Which squad?
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Firm.
So let's reattach him. He's getting shot
Pull
up.
back. pull all your remaining survivors back towards recon actual point. Ground team has set up a small defensive position here.
Now,
You're one man.
what's good about this is if they win against that squad, I've got nothing. I've only got 2 squads in reserve back here. They ended up taking my entire, like, all of my units. I'm gonna push him back to a crossroads right there. Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna order a charge.
Bravo, we are walking in front of your fire right now.
So they're thinking that's Bravo. Holy Light's still up. Alright, no. Pull back. I'm taking too many losses here. We got half of their units at least hit. We just smacked these guys. I didn't know they would pull to ground command because I'm, you know, I'm not supposed to use, you know, my whole metagame thing right here to direct the units accordingly. I'm guessing as the enemy commander. So we thought that squad was more south because they were engaging these forces here, but they pulled back and just caught my guys off guard because we were hunting the ground command team. And even then, I'm taking casualties here.
Ясно, приступаем. Ясно, приступаем. Так точно. Ясно, приступаем.
Someone call for high?
I think recon actual. Is there anything a little bit less inconspicuous than these boats, or is this like a rib or something?
Unfortunately, no, that's all we got. So I don't have the manpower to take these guys. And I'm waiting on QRF to come in, which is still another, like, 4 minutes out.
Ясно, приступаем.
So I'm gonna put my reserves in to try to make a battle line here.
Ясно, приступаем.
Ground to Charlie.
But the big issue with this attack was they literally, the one squad was right here, this other squad was right here. Here's the issue with that plan. They thought they were moving down this way. They actually ended up having to assist recon. And that put them literally... Like, if I've got an AO here and an AO here, you do not want to attack in between those AOs, because then this AO is going to send stuff and this AO is going to send stuff, and I literally did a horseshoe on them. And their right flank held, but the left flank collapsed. And I was able to send units in. Then I had to pull them out because the right flank collapsed to counter me pushing on the left. And by then, I didn't have enough manpower to continue the attack, so I ordered my units to pull back. But now you're going to see a lot of these guys down.
Pilots are going to come back in. One of them's going to grab the reinsert and bring you back in. Just rearm. Grab any extra ammo you can.
So...
Bravo here. Back on that, we also had a complete squad wipe.
Alpha is full. We are near black on ammo.
Set these guys to combat. Start having them grab cover. This group I am also going to set to combat.
Bravo, same for you as I said to Charlie. Grab as much extra ammo as you can. If you can, grab one of the ammo boxes and load it into the chopper when you reinsert.
What do I have left right here? I still got these Vics on the way. This is high, send traffic.
Be advised, we've taken heavy casualties, 2 squads down. We're reinforcing now. Ground team and command team and alpha team are still on the ground.
Hey, firm. Sorry to hear that. Continue on mission. If you feel like you can't, let me know and we'll index out.
Hey, firm.
So I do have this GMG.
So help me, Abraham, if you do before we all go through our lives.
Alright, I'm gonna have to set up a patrol.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Ground, this is recon.
Send it, Recon.
If possible, get to expedite pick up at the boat's marker. There's these boats are far too fucking large for you guys to insert on.
Say again, you came in 5. Very weak, mate.
I'm gonna pull this squad back.
To pick up at
I've got a tank
marker
right
two
here, so I feel it's
individuals.
okay.
A firm, pick up 2 individuals at boats here, marker, yeah?
A firm.
A firm.
I'm gonna set that car to patrol. This car I'm gonna have right here. I need a cutter engine. Alright, I'm gonna quickly respawn this BTR. She is not following my orders. I know she didn't get engaged by anything. I want to put her back there. I mean, is anyone... They won't be able to hear it. They don't have air right now, so I'm gonna adjust her. I want her to be hidden, because right now we're thinking somewhere in this forest up here are bad guys. I don't know where. All I know is my forces had to pull back. I don't have any artillery to shell. So right now, I'm setting up a small defensive perimeter to counter that. So I've got this guy on patrol. I can't send 2 cars to patrol because then the cars will break themselves, but I want to keep my positions defended. As I wait for my boat QRF to get here, that'll give me 2 squads of 10, and that'll help me unify this line. Specifically, I'd want to put units here to guard that position, and then another squad of 10 over here to guard that position. Now's not the time to dilly-dally, guys. I need you guys back here, because I want to put them in reserve. That way, if I get attacked on the left flank, I can send them left. If I get attacked on the right flank, I can send them right. 1 squad of 10 to assist with this position, but I went from having a good amount of manpower, 3 squads in reserve, to now just my reserve. It was a good firefight. I mean, in terms of casualties traded, they killed a lot. That is at least a platoon and a half, because that's what I had all patrolling on the outline. But they rushed in to save air, so I rushed in to UFA.
Set for recon actual.
Just to confirm, for my JTAC, you want recon reinserted at LZ Omega, is that correct?
A firm, yeah, relay the information to the pilot.
A firm.
You guys okay? You okay?
Huh?
The rotor hit a tree?
Rotor hit a tree.
Nice.
And it didn't. It broke, but it didn't.
I see.
Ground to Charlie, who's my lead now?
Yeah, the main rotor is set.
It doesn't want to reset itself, so... I'll give you 1 mulligan, and I'll try to move it away from said tree. But that's the best I can do. Don't hit a tree. Trees are bad. Alright, QRF has arrived.
Squads, be advised, once Bravo have reinserted with us, we're going to push en masse tactical blob style with a little bit of spacing, of course, gents, to the first objective. Alpha, you'll take center. Bravo, when you take in the left flank, Charlie, you're going to take the right flank. Ground's going to be in the middle like a cozy for cuddly bear. Hand copy.
Bravo here.
Send it,
We are no way.
Yeah, very much. You coming in now, bud.
Ground command, bears offend me. Can we go with wolves or puppies?
Puppies are fine.
Fucking fury.
No, that's just Granite. I got Granite in my team, so you know I don't want to offend him.
Alright, squads of 10 deployed.
Ground recon's reinserted at LZ Omega 10, so now we're going to get eyes on the missile area.
Hey, firm recon extra.
Just gonna RC these stupid idiots to get them to turn around properly. No, we don't have any wheelchairs, unfortunately. And another boat fixed itself. Good. What are you doing? He beaches himself again. God damn it. That's all I gotta say. Alright, no activity from there. I got no way to send anything. I got these 2 squads coming up. First squad at 10, I'm gonna have pull up right there. Other squad of 10. Gonna commit them to right there. These 2 guys made it out. I am going to send them into a little pub for R&R. BMP2 I want to keep in reserve. BTR I have stashed right here. I still got that car patrolling. Really what I'm scared about is them coming around and hitting my northern or flanking down to my southern flank. Southern flank I feel like I have secure because of this position. However, my northern flank is the most exposed. So, with this squad coming up right here, I'm going to send these guys over there. Now, do I think these guys are honestly gonna, as a Zeus, come over and hit my northwestern flank? No, but I still have to
ground command apparently
figure it out.
So, I will supervising this whole situation.
Gonna get yourself arrested in a minute, mate, just saying.
This is high. Did anyone else understand what Outcast said? He cut out 3 times. I can't figure it out.
Nah, no one understands.
Nothing important.
Nothing of value has been lost. What would I suggest for a graphics card? Arma 3 is from 2013. You just need... You need a good CPU with a really good, powerful first core because it doesn't really do multi-cores that well. That's the secret behind Arma 3. You could get by with a less powerful GPU. It's because the software is really old and it doesn't, you know, it's based off of the original Arma Cold War Assault engine. It's all just built on top of it, so... You know, that was back in the day where offloading to the GPU and, you know, multi-threaded hyper-coring, blah, 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 wasn't a thing.
Ground, do you want Alpha to start moving out now?
Not to say that there's zero support, but there is some support, and having a better GPU and more cores does help Arma, but it's so much better to just get a more powerful CPU. So these guys, when they get up there, I'll give it a minute and then give them their...
Bravo, I don't know where you're going, but you're bypassing the rest of the force.
I thought we were supposed to set up to yourself.
Not just yet, no. I need to rally up first and we'll be moving out en masse. And then
helicopter back here as well. Because I do not want to sit in the middle of that big target area for mortars.
You don't need to be in the middle of it, we're moving out in just a moment.
Alpha's moving out.
So once they get there, I'm going to set them to combat. They're now starting to move out. I'm still enacting my plan. I know there's a squad still here. I know their previous battle policy. They have,
Alright, Charlie, come on, follow ground.
They have more units in reserve like me, but they're going to be quicker to reinforce because this is their territory. You know what I mean? So, on a whim... I don't want to have to abandon my positions, but if one position gets attacked, I'm probably going to order a pullout and try to make a defensive line and just encircle their forces again. If they go this way, for example, we'll catch the fight right here. I'll pull this BTR out a little bit. I'll pull this squad. I'll have it cross the road and attack from the left flank. I'll pull that squad, have it cross, and then hit them on the right flank. And then these guys I'll commit, probably push them across the street first.
Copy my last? You on that?
And then that squad as well. But that's going to leave me with very little support. Like, all I've got left are vehicles.
Engine noise off the northwest.
So they're hearing my defense car right here. This puppy I could pull up on the left flank again. I lost one,
there is something over there. We'll check it out once we've cleared the town.
My GMG I might... Oh, that's not a road. That's a fence. I thought that was the same thing as that, the little dirt road. If I can't push it up there because he won't pathfind proper. That was a gunshot. Alright, let the contact reports come in.
Alpha under contact. Contact west.
And I'm gonna start handing out orders.
Hey, Prime, I'm right behind you. Eyes on.
Ясно, приступаем. Ясно, приступаем. Так точно.
Take him out of combat.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Так точно. Ясно, приступаем. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Charlie, push past round team to support Alpha. Copy that. Alpha Charlie, round will be nice north towards your flank.
Give it a shot of just firing out in the open.
Autocannon.
Pull out just like my dad should have done. Ah, self-deprecating humor. So he just took shots, but he is not giving a shit.
Some sort of dish gun coming on from the north.
Gonna have it
Hey,
suppressed
Charlie, I
back.
want you to swing your eyes north and engage any contacts that way. Alpha, continue pushing west.
Charlie, we're watching north.
Так точно.
Yeah, I have her looking in that direction now. Dishka is swung around on the left. Don't want to pull
Charlie,
that
be
tank
advised,
out
you've got
yet,
a guy
because
to
that's
your
my
north,
crutch on the right.
Northwest.
I'm gonna
Already
quickly
engaged.
replace that guy, send him up on my right flank. These two guys I'm gonna send in.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
Okay. They're fresh, so I can get away with doing that, even though I hate doing it, but I need them to move faster and they're not being taken out of combat.
Ясно, приступаем.
Those guys, I'm okay with their speed. These guys, not so much. It's because they're perma-set to combat because they hear the gunshots and not setting back to aware.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
So just a hard copy paste so it keeps all their ammunition and stuff. I can get away with that. BTR going against my orders, but she is moving up, shooting at granite. Where's that air support?
Send it, recon.
I do have a boat to hunt them,
We've got a full squad complement coming in front and all
but that's only if we narrow down where he is. Admittedly, I can barely see him, but I don't have any units looking in that direction.
Так точно.
This car's pulled way up.
Sorry, I was down for a minute there. Apologies for the late reply.
Where are my boats? Alright, so they're almost back. That's good. I got this other BTR coming up.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Yeah, air could be sighting targets here, taking out my armor, and there's my grenadier. My GMG. Shooting at what he can.
Bravo here, combat
Так
ineffective.
точно.
Hey, firm, brother.
Hey, Alpha to ground.
Так точно.
Send it, Alpha.
Alpha's mass cast, just
Gonna try to disengage these
we're
guys.
just northwest of y'all right now.
Hey, firm.
BTR's moving on his own.
Two of us are alive right now. Soon to be zero.
Hey, firm, hey, firm.
Charlie can move in to assist if need.
Hey, firm. Charlie,
Yeah,
move to
sometimes
assist.
you gotta give 'em a little
Ground command
boot
will
'cause
watch
they
north.
just get stuck
Bravo,
right
I need
there.
you to pop smoke, grab your guys and pull back.
It was Alpha that was needed it.
See, I'm about to flank them on the flanks
way,
here.
gotta
Their
move
trenches
up.
aren't facing that way. Silver gets hit. But this squad's gonna be the nail in the coffin. I'm gonna hit them right in the rear. And they broke their car. They got it stuck on a tree trunk. There's that BTR firing again. Did the AT guy just return
Yeah,
fire
he's
to a BTR? Amazing. Dowling, he's got an RPG. He's trying to get sight lines of it. He's getting up a little bit. He gets shot in the head by infantry support. Coming up on his right, these two guys. That GMG came up. Air's turned their attention to over here. They caught eyes on it. That is the command position.
Bravo, how you doing? You managing to pull back or are you completely fucked?
Well, it's Alpha. I believe it's me and one other guy alive, and everyone else is
And I have
down
these
with no
forces
blood.
pushing as well.
Hey, fam. I was still calling for Bravo.
Oh, my bad.
Charlie's in a bit of a
Yeah,
predicament.
the BTR shoot 14.5. These guys, they're
We're
in
all in a bit of
trouble.
a predicament, Charlie. Deal with your contacts as much as you can.
I don't think Ground's understanding the scope of, most of his force is fucked again.
Bravo, are you fucking retarded? You're shooting your own fucking people.
Так точно. Ясно, приступай. Так точно.
We're gonna commit.
Ясно, приступай.
Well, Wolf, I gave him the boats today. Air hasn't fired a single round yet. And out of this AO, I already talked about this, the one question marks here, one question marks here, they decided to go in between the question marks. And I've enveloped them
All
twice.
forces suggest you pop smoke and pull back towards LV.
And they're pretty much surrounded again. It's messy.
Ground recon, I've got a suggestion.
Send it while I'm still awake to hear it.
Would you want us to pull towards you and try and help contribute to the firefight?
Yes, please. That would be much appreciated.
Yeah, they put their LZ up here. Recon walked in. They had a plan. They were going to hit this one first by cutting in on the left, and then Recon got engaged because they put themselves in between both question marks. I held the fire of my units. I tried to give them a bunch of mulligans, but what I ended up doing was sandwiching them in between two squads. Yeah, now hostile forces are
Ясно,
pretty much
приступай.
coming around. So in the past, in these operations, they've been a lot better at engaging in more open areas. So for this mission, I decided, what if I give them a lot of forest area? Are they going to try to do the forest, or are they going to continue down in MSR? And they picked the forest, and I think we've seen that that might have not been the best call. I think my boats are at least back. I've only done one wave of reinserting. I know Bravo and Charlie already wiped, so that would have been their second life. I think I'm going to index, and we're just going to go over mission planning. Air, this is high. I want you to RTB at this time. We're going to do a debrief in server. You can hear me right now. Everyone is dead in the AO. Don't disconnect. I am just going to have us do debrief on server.
I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, but you're somewhere else.
En route to ground.
Can I ask why we're debriefing when some people still have one life left?
Because that's only a single squad left, and based off of what I have in this AO, there's no way in hell you're gonna be able to do that.
Sit down.
Az, can you have your partner respawn?
Begrudgingly, why?
Because AO's over. 2/3 of the infantry have died twice.
I was the last one alive.
He'll do it with the pistol makes.
Up on top of me and killed me after you.
I know that you are a mine detector.
Sweet. Carry more pistol mags in
my head up.
Alright, let's go to next one.
Alright.
Be quiet.
Here, I'm just gonna respawn air so they get here quicker. They're a click out and they're gonna bitch at me if I do it, but... Alright, we'll just get a school circle, wait for them to land, and we're gonna go over that AO and why that happened the way it did.
I have a sneaking suspicion that boats should have been the way we took.
I feel like we should have went to the water.
We'll go over that in a second. Yeah, I agree, Wolf. They aren't getting it. I will make a plan for them next time around.
Oh no, air might respawn themselves if they hit that.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay. So, let's go over this real quick. I'm gonna delete all the markers on the map. Actually, I'll just delete those circles, but I'll keep the initial plan here, because I want to go over it. So, the initial plan right here it's a decent plan, but it does have a few flaws. So, let me actually go over, direct your attention to the southern part of the AO, over here. If you remember 2 weeks ago, you guys landed a bit close. If I remember correctly, it was this area. And this entire area, give or take, was hostile. In fact, it was a little more like this, specifically. So you landed close, you then engaged, and you went pretty much... first you pushed around to here, and then you pulled back, pushed over to here-ish, and then you kind of stayed around this area. Not really in that direction, more so like this, and did everything. Now, what's the big difference between what you see right here and looking at our current AO over here?
Less urban, more forest.
Exactly. More forested combat, where the AI can get right on top of you and pretty much outflank you easily, whereas in the open, you have more of a sightline advantage, and you can see them coming, which I knew you had, and I was trying to still flank accordingly. What happened with your guys' plan was, this is not a bad plan. I'll be honest. It's not the best plan, but it's not a bad one, because at least you're trying to divide and conquer the AO. What ended up happening was Recon got fucked around here, so you guys came in to assist, and everything I had in this AO to draw on a line, I was able to send forces from here, 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 pretty much encircle you the first time, and wipe 2/3 of your unit before I decided to do a pullback, because I completely collapsed your left flank. Your right flank then came in and fought off my assault, and I had to pull my units back and regroup, and then I remade a defensive line. And by then, I had some QRF come in by boat, 2 squads of 10, and then from there, I just defended. I had 6 positions, but 3 were on the front line. 1 was here, 1 was over here, and 1 was a little more like down here-ish, give or take. The other positions, I had a forward position right here, a defensive position right here, and then positions along these 2 harbor areas for boats. But I basically made a new line just on my side of the road. And again, you guys then continued on with your plan, but by then I had forces pretty much like this. And then I sent another squad up here in reserve, and then again, we just encircled you and put you in another bad position. You were able to break through the initial units I had down, but there was a BTR that, against my orders, started pushing you and just kind of turned it into a slaughter. How I would have done this AO, guys, is if you see an AO like this, you generally do not want to go in between the two question marks, because you're going to fight both AOs at once. If you have the support assets, if you have the additional air power to bomb the fuck out of everything around you as you come in, by all means, you can get away with something like that. But the issue is, I'll take questions at the end. The issue with this is you are purely infantry with a single air asset meant to take out. I had a T-34 and a BMP-2 in that AO that were pretty mission critical for air to hit. But air is also a big recon unit, and they were marking a lot of positions I had in reserve. And they even found my command position, which was actually this island back here, which had the only AAA. Going in here between those two AOs is a death sentence. What I would recommend is picking and choosing your battles, in the sense that you had two boats. You could those boats, if you were here last week, they've got, you know, twin 50 cals facing front, another 50 cal on the top, and they're pretty tanky. Plus they have your resupply. So you could have done a naval invasion somewhere on the rear, had air, you know, scout out one of the harbors to hit, and you could have just balls to the walled it, or you could have deployed up here and then worked with your boats to support you. And if you needed to fall back, you could just get into the boats, drive out, and re-attack. Another way you could have done it is you could have traveled down the MSR on the top, and then seeing all these urban areas, you could have then moved house to house, having more solid cover like what you've normally done, taking this first objective, keeping the water on your left so I can't flank you on your, it would be at your right at that point, so you only have to focus on your left and your rear. You could have hit it from the south, deployed down here and done the same strategy just without the boat support, and instead relied on air to cover you in case I had a boat or two try to come and hit you. But again, hitting from the center of both AOs just allowed me to encircle you twice, and it all fell apart. So that's why you got pretty fucking neutered there, and I do apologize for that, but to pull the poll results right now, you guys have, on a consensus, on the 1 to 10 scale for how difficult you guys want the ops, it's averaging at about a 7 to 8 right now. So that kind of envisions the like, this is what I consider a 7 or 8 to be. So I'm not sure if I need to put out a new poll, or if you guys are okay with something like this, but, you know, these are ops that are meant to be pretty difficult. Any thoughts from ground command?
So yeah, never listening to Outcast again, because my original plan was to land and go down the main MSR.
Yeah, no, I'll take responsibility on that one.
So my original plan was to land up here, land there, move down the MSR,
yeah,
and then push into the town from this from the area you literally just described, clearing the buildings as we went, and then go down towards the second objective. Yeah, that would have been.
I was the one that made the suggestion of going through the forest, where obviously now in hindsight, that's probably the worst idea because I got all this area exposed to me.
So Outcast and the nicest plus away. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
But
I know,
yeah,
Pogo. That's the difficulty they want, but not what they can handle. Hence why I just said I might need to re-put the poll out.
Yeah, no real thoughts. I mean, you've covered most of it. We got slaughtered as we pushed in. Tried to move squads around as needed to kind of support and push. Tried to get recon back up, hence why we pushed in to double time and support them. But yeah, the intention was never to go between the two AOs, to be fair. It was just that from recon's perspective, obviously, from what they could see, that looked like the best route in, the clearest route in, without being, you know, without too much resistance from front of us. Clearly, that didn't work out right, so again, we got fucked. That's just the way it is.
So, I will say this. Another thing you guys, in concept, did really well, but on execution was poor, was how you guys went into the AO. So you had your ground command, a 4-man team in the back, and then you had a squad here, a squad here. Let me redefine that. A squad here, and then you had the other squad about right here. At least in concept. How it actually went down was, if I remember correctly, distance-wise, you had, like, ground command right here, you had outcast squad right here, close to ground command, and then the other two squads were way over here, like a good 100 meters away. If you're going to go through a forest or something, you need to keep the units a lot closer together. Something like, what I'd recommend is like a wedge in front for Alpha, and then literally Bravo and Charlie can be echelons left and right accordingly. You could have a full platoon wedge, and then ground command in the middle. You got to keep your units more concise, because I think on both firefights, ground command was just too far back to truly assess the amount of casualties that were being taken. So it did help that, you know, you guys were too spaced out to really get a scope of, you know, just how fucked one or two of the squads were getting at times.
Liru, we can barely handle squad level formations at best. What makes you think that we're able to do platoon level?
What he said.
I mean, we kind of already.
I mean, we've done platoon level before, and it just comes down. Just come down to competent squad leads and competent ground commands.
The thing that I really have a crux with is that some people, and this is including myself and a few other individuals, because I was watching streams, people were being engaged 300, 400 meters out when we could barely see what was in front of us by 50 meters.
Yeah, that's AI. Yeah.
Yeah, that's AI, but that needs to be an issue that the Zeus addresses. That, in my opinion, yeah, sure, forest combat, they know the lay of the land, but they can't see through 5 fucking bushes to see us. That's AI bullshit, and the Zeus needs to compensate for that.
With respect, as I pushed the guys right on top of you before I had them open up, and I tried my best to do the same on the firefight itself. So if it was still a problem, then all I can say is don't attack the AOs like that.
The only streams that are actually up, I believe, are Frost, myself, and Infidels. And myself and Infidel, like, in our squad, the first contact we took was from, like, almost directly on top of us. We took contact from the squad that had engaged you, and they were 200 meters out across an open terrain. And after we take contact, I mean, they can easily radio where our position is, and they can put down suppressive fire. They don't necessarily need to be accurate.
Yeah, I agree, Pogo. The firefighting was
suppressive fire is keep their heads down.
better.
Maybe if you accuracy by volume.
Yeah, I kept it
Well, that's
balanced
the
in
thing,
my
I tried
opinion.
that as
Just
well,
the
and they
plan
would just
was
instantly turn around and fire back with accurate fire, whereas I could barely see them moving in the bushes.
I will say I was very impressed with the first engagement where the squads pulled back pop smoke as I wanted them to, and did pull back correctly. Mainly Alpha, obviously, and whoever managed to save that guy from Bravo. That was good. When I asked you to pop smoke and pull back, you were generally doing it, so that's not, you know, that's something I'm happy with.
I think it's because everybody want to get out of there.
Yeah.
Alright, open, actually, we'll let the squads go now, unless ground command has anything else to say. Ground?
No. I mean, we tried to get, as you know, point out, recon to do air. We were trying to do that. I mean, Luxy, to his credit, had already had said to the pilots as soon as I requested it, and they went round and started doing recon on the southern side of the island for me. So again, that was pretty good. We were trying to get that done. But again, it was just as you say, we got caught between 2 AOs, which was never the intention, but it happened, and we probably should have pulled back a lot quicker. Frost, as you rightly pointed out, we should have known when to get the fuck out. So yeah. Next time I think would be, you know, just the things to learn obviously is where to attack from, where to pull back, when to pull back when you're getting fucked in the butt, and just be a little bit closer to assess the situation. I mean, I was trying to keep ground command out of harm's way, to be fair, because we had the platoon medic plus myself, plus the JTAC trying to coordinate air, so I didn't want us to get fucked in the middle of it, but clearly we were a bit too far.
Sorry to take us out, debrief. I'm getting back into Zeus. Alright, I'm gonna just quickly take us into the main channel by ending the server, so...
The affirm.
And then
Alpha can still win. Mission completed. Wait,
Alpha
what?
will talk once we get into the main server.
Yeah, that's what he said, Outcast. Duh.
There it is.
Impressed no one threw a grenade, huh?
Okay, so Alpha, I'm not too upset about how Alpha did. I will take the blame on the initial plan.
Twice, Andy.
Well, not the initial plan. The plan that I put forward of pushing through the forest. Hindsight being 2020, that's obviously a bad idea. I was thinking more along the lines of trying to avoid the vehicles, and not thinking about the easiness to how easy it is to flank a force while they're in the forest. As for squad level situations. There was one point in time where I was kind of having a mind fart, and Pogo kind of pulled me out of that whole thing, saying we need to move. Appreciate that. That pulled me out, and we were able to do fire team bounding. Teams worked really well together, bounding together. Even though most of the time we were in a tactical blob, we did have some sort of formation most of the time. When I told you guys to hunker down and start putting out lots of fire or whatever, you guys did so. And then when I relayed that we needed to pop smoke and pull back, you guys did so just as well. And I don't think I've actually ever seen squads redistribute mags like that, where someone would call out, this is the max amount of mags you should have, and then say, give one team more mags than the other based off of what that team's job is. So great job listening to that and getting that sorted very quickly before we stepped off. So yeah, I don't really have very much to complain about. Bravo.
Yeah, Bravo, decent job. Like, no one did absolutely something stupid. No one pushed into enemy contact, because that's not the best thing to do in a forest. Yeah, I think actually, like, God, I don't want to say English word. Pertaining this squad, like, everything went fine. Maybe sometimes look out for your spacing, that you like don't run apart too far. That's a new one. Yeah, I think that's it.
I think we had about three. Yeah, I think we had 3 different Charlie
Yeah.
squad leads. So.
I was, I guess, the latest Charlie squad lead. I just joined in like within probably 20 minutes of everything ending, so everything was rather confusing for me. I got a decent brief down to what the other gentleman was. Can't remember his name, but he told me in here before I joined in about what was happening. And from what I basically got in from joining in, everything was confusing. Figured out my squad, pushed forward, got fucked. But in terms of my squad acting fine, they did so well to the point where like even they would stop if I actually stopped just to like look at the map. I was actually rather impressed. I was like, I'm really happy that these guys are sticking with me. So really good job on that for Charlie. And yeah, that's much as I could say because it was 20 minutes for me. And that was it.
Air.
Blew up 2 dishes.
Basically, yes. Lost a set of rotors, but that was limited.
I'm
Have
still
to watch
confused how you
LCs
did
better
it.
next time.
JTAC.
It was fine. Comms was good. I have a lot to learn because this was my first actual time trying to JTAC outside the training we did.
Censored.
So apologies for me being new.
I mean, you did fine. You weren't going Hitler on me when I just communicated stuff, so nonetheless, you did fine.
Recon.
As left, Nim's here.
Yeah, as left. We dropped in, we got initial sight on the first AO. We were a lot closer than we expected to be. Suggested an alternate LZE for insert. Then moving around, we were caught by a patrol. I had my voice settings fucked, which alerted them to our presence, and they came and dropped in on us, which then caused you guys to come and have to try and save us, and generally got fucked. So I apologize for that.
For the record, how I basically popped recon was I was watching you guys walked in between 2 squads, and one of them aggroed on you because they saw 2 bushes moving at about 100 meters away through an open part of the clearing between the trees. So they radioed the other squad, and I didn't have the squad react at first, and then they just aggroed on their own. So then I had them kind of walk up to the previous position, and then one of you got up and bolted a few meters, and I saw that. So I had them literally walk not on you, but right next to you, and then the AI by themselves walked up on you, and then I had them open up because they weren't sure what they were seeing. So
yeah,
it was more so just bad luck, I want to say, because you don't know where those patrols are, and you know, it just happened to have those two because they were really big patrol routes. Because I had a lot of ground to cover with them and only a few squads to do it, so just bad timing. But nothing on Recon's end, I would say. Last thing I'll say, guys, I do hope you're still having fun with these. That's my job at the end of the day, is to make sure you enjoy it. I'm gonna put up a poll, try to get it up before the the 8:30 op, which will be a Warhammer 40k Chaos thing. Hopefully a lot more interesting than this, but I will get a poll up, put it on all tier polls, and let you guys vote, because I'm probably only going to do one of these, maybe two, but it's going to depend on the poll results. So hope you enjoyed it. Sorry that you got wiped twice, but yeah, I got nothing.
Honestly, a difficult op is nice so people can learn the hard way to see how, like, hey, maybe we should pull out completely because one squad completely died and the other was half mask has, and you know, that's stuff.
I agree.
I also very much like having it broken down at what went wrong and shown visually, because I'm a visual learner. So I also really appreciate when things go wrong for it to be broken down and visually shown to people.
I'll put up a poll question saying if you guys want me to do more of that in the future.
Yeah, as much as it sucks to get bent over a table, still, it definitely is a quick way to learn the right way to get things done in that sense.
I like how you put that.
Yes.
No.
Well, it's funny too because I heard them kind of approaching on the south end of Bravo there, and the next thing you know, oh great, they are literally behind us. We're fucked.
Like, if TSP needs to work on tactics, this is a great way to get that into there.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Pogo speak because we were actually talking about that in my stream.
Do you want me to just say word for word?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
typed it up. So there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is you suck. The good news, however, is you have improved. You were at level 1. You're now at level 3. So
just to quickly butt in, yeah, I will say over the course of these ops, you guys started, and I saw some really dumb things done, like charging in the open on the first op. That was interesting to watch. Now I do see people actually using tactics, using bounding by fire, even if it's done inappropriately. You're thinking about it, you know? You're actually going about these tactically, so there is improvement here. That's what a lot of people asked me to create in the first place, so don't get discouraged. It's working, we just gotta keep at it. Pogo, continue.
So yeah, firefighting ability, like you were saying, has improved drastically.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. Like it was painful for me and everybody else of the veterans and everything like that when they would see a new guy come in, squad lead, and just tactical blubbing and everything, rather than use the teams that he had set up painstakingly at the start of the op, and have them bound or peel or however you want to do it. There was good usage of smoke to conceal a fall-back position. Just very, very good usage of things. So yeah. So now, I think the best thing we're going to probably move on to on the level up thing is we're probably going to start training more platoon level strategies and knowledge for GCs and squad level stuff. So yeah.
As long as we have the people to step up those ranks.
Well, it's usually the same type of people that step up to those. So yeah.
Yeah, there already have been. I'll BRB 1 sec. All right. Didn't hit the button. That's going to be it. Not for the night. We still have another up at 8:30. That's just going to be it for this stream. So we'll be back in a few hours doing a Warhammer 40k thing. Hopefully it'll be better than the one we did 2 weeks ago for TSB because the update broke all my ace settings, but I fixed all those and we'll get at it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Hope you had a kick out of this. Otherwise, cheers. Have a good one. Go operate operationally.